Sophia lived in a small, peaceful village with her father, Mr. Brown. She was 20 years old, with golden hair and warm brown eyes. Sophia dreamed of a life filled with happiness and love, but her father had other plans. Mr. Brown was a practical man. After losing Sophia's mother years ago, he had raised her alone. Life had been tough, and he believed that only a wealthy marriage could give Sophia the security she deserved. "You should marry Henry," Mr. Brown said one evening. Henry was a wealthy merchant in the village, known for his money and business skills, but not for his warmth. Sophia sighed. "But I don't love Henry, father," she said softly. The thought of marrying Henry made her sad. He was serious and distant, and Sophia couldn't picture a happy life with him. "Love doesn't fill your stomach, Sophia," Mr. Brown replied firmly. "Think about your future." Sophia didn't reply. She wanted to chase her dreams but didn't want to disappoint her father. The next morning, Sophia went for a walk to clear her mind. She wandered into the meadow near the village and sat by a small stream. She loved the sound of the water. It made her feel calm. As she sat there, a cheerful voice broke her thoughts. "Enjoying the view?" Sophia turned to see Ethan, a young man who worked as a carpenter in the village. He was kind, with bright blue eyes and a friendly smile. They started talking, and Sophia found herself laughing for the first time in days. Over the next few weeks, Sophia and Ethan became close. He shared his dreams of building a home filled with love and laughter, and Sophia told him about her love for painting. Ethan encouraged her to follow her dreams, and Sophia felt something for him that she never felt for Henry, joy. But at home, the pressure grew. Mr. Brown had already spoken to Henry's family, and a wedding date was set. "You'll thank me later," Mr. Brown said. Sophia felt trapped. She didn't know how to tell her father about Ethan. One evening, she finally told Ethan how she felt. "I don't want to marry Henry," she whispered. "But I can't go against my father." Ethan took her hands. "You have to choose your own happiness, Sophia," he said. "Life is too short to live for someone else's dreams." The day of the wedding came quickly. Sophia stood in her room, wearing a beautiful white dress. Her father looked proud. "This is the best choice for you, Sophia," he said. But Sophia's heart felt heavy. As the ceremony began, the church doors suddenly opened. Everyone turned to see Ethan standing there, his face full of emotion. "Sophia," he said, his voice steady but full of feeling. "Don't do this. You don't love him. Follow your heart." Sophia froze, her heart racing. She looked at Ethan, then at her father, and realized she had to make a choice, her happiness or her father's wishes. Sophia's father was furious as he glared at Ethan. "Who is this foolish boy?" Mr. Brown demanded. "Sophia, ignore him and do what's best for you." Tears streamed down Sophia's face. She looked at Ethan, then at Henry, who stood silently at the altar. Time seemed to freeze as everyone in the room waited for her decision. Was her future already decided, or could she still choose? Sophia stood frozen, her heart pounding. Finally, Henry broke the silence. He stepped forward, raising his hand to stop the ceremony. "Wait," he said, his voice calm but filled with relief. "I can't do this either," Henry admitted. He turned to Sophia, his expression soft. "Sophia, I don't love you. My family wanted this marriage, just like your father did, but I've been in love with someone else for years." Gasps filled the room. Mr. Brown stared at Henry, shocked. "What are you saying?" he demanded. Henry sighed and looked at Sophia. "You deserve to marry someone who loves you, and so do I." With a faint smile, he turned and walked out of the hall, leaving everyone speechless. Sophia turned toward Ethan, who was still standing at the back of the room. Without thinking, she ran to him, tears streaming down her cheeks. She wrapped her arms around him and whispered, "Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping me." Ethan held her tightly, and for the first time in weeks, Sophia felt free. Behind them, Mr. Brown let out a long sigh. Though disappointed, he said nothing. His silence was all the approval Sophia needed. A month later, Sophia and Ethan were married in a small meadow near the village. The wedding was simple, with only a few close friends in attendance. Sophia wore a plain white dress, and Ethan's suit was borrowed, but neither of them cared. They were surrounded by love and laughter. Mr. Brown sat quietly in the front row, watching his daughter with a soft smile. He had been upset at first when Sophia broke off the engagement with Henry, but seeing her happiness had changed his heart. He realized that love, not money, was the foundation of a good life. As Sophia and Ethan exchanged vows, Mr. Brown whispered to himself, "Maybe love is worth more than wealth after all." Even Henry found happiness. He married the woman he truly loved, and his family finally accepted his choice. The villagers talked for weeks about the dramatic events at the wedding, but no one could deny that everything turned out for the best. Sophia and Ethan worked hard together, building a simple but joyful life. Each day, Sophia woke up feeling thankful that she had followed her heart. True happiness, she realized, came from love and staying true to herself, not from wealth or meeting other people's expectations.